Hello, hello, hello. Hello, you all. Welcome. Welcome to the Freedom Network channel. It's your girl, Renelle. Welcome. So, you guys, today, out and about on the road and just been talking to God. And I wanted to get on here. First of all, to let you know that, I appreciate all of the beautiful compliments, in regards to freedom, in regards to, I guess, my new look, if you say. I appreciate it because, again, you guys just don't know the story behind it all, which you will know soon, but it's really been a struggle. So I appreciate it so much. But again, sometimes when God say move, we gotta move. So today is not one of those days. I'm not rocking the pretty pritsy cut, but that's okay. It just so happens that I'm actually rocking my camouflage, which is good too, because man, I just feel like I just, I'm thinking about where I came from, the season that I was in, where I had to always be ready for a fight. And I just thank God that, I'm in a season now where I don't have to always feel like, the only garments that I could put on is garments of war, that I'm always in a constant state of war. So I'm just so grateful for that. So, I mean, look at that. Everything works out for a reason. Everything, that is. So I just wanted to just share some things that I was just talking to God about, as I was thinking about freedom. And, as I'm recording these videos, you guys, and again, I'm not trying to be, no professional. I'm trying to give it to you guys raw. I'm trying to share my experiences with you guys. And, as I learn things, I'm trying to share them with you because I truly believe in my heart that, everything that we go through in life, good and bad, we can help somebody else. So I truly believe that wholeheartedly. So that's why I, share the things that I share. And if you know me, again, you know my love for family. So that's why in this season, I'll be doing a lot of talking about family because we're losing that. Family doesn't mean what it used to. And I don't think all hope is gone or lost. I think we can get it back. So, but I just wanted to share with you guys. And I just want to let you guys know too. Again, when I send out an invite for freedom, I'm not just inviting or wanting people to come on, like, and subscribe for numbers. Honestly. I mean, we did this thing before and it was never about numbers. It's about an experience. It's about sharing your experience with others and hope to help free them. So in this season, last season, we were sharing our experiences. This season, we'll be sharing our experiences, but, you'll hear from others that'll share their experiences too. So we're really excited about that. But again, when I ask, that you guys go and support, like, and subscribe, honestly, I'm doing that from the heart, hoping and praying that, when we're out there and others out there sharing their experiences, that it can touch somebody, that it can touch somebody's heart that feels like giving up. It can touch somebody's heart that mind is going into a deep, dark place. It can touch somebody that feels like they've done all that they can do and they just can't or don't want to do anymore. Or somebody that feels like they're just in a space that all by themselves and that nobody cares for them. So those are the people that we're hoping to be able to touch. So again, when you like and subscribe to the Freedom Network, that's the mission, that's the goal. Again, so I'm thinking, I just wanted to share with you guys, I'm actually sitting out in the parking lot. Before I get on my journey, I just had to pull over because I'm just so full after having a conversation with God. And I said, God, I got to share this. I don't care. I got to take some time out of my day and I got to share this. And I'll probably put this on before any of the other videos, because, again, the platform will not always be the pretty decor behind me, or you know, the nice shirt or makeup or jewelry or whatever, you know, all of those things that draws attention. It won't always be that. Sometimes it will just be us in the raw with a story to tell, you know, or to share. So I just wanted to share my time that I spent this morning with God. So I was just thinking, God was showing me how God told me that I'm no longer a captive, and that I have truly been set free, right? That I've been set free to go and do the things that he's called me to do. God said, go and don't look back. No matter what you do, don't look back. He said, run for your life. Run, my daughter, run. So in the midst of telling me all of that, right? And again, you know, because the way I go to God, I always say, you know, Father, make it plain to me. Make it a teachable moment for me. You know, and so God showed me. God said, imagine. And, you know, and in my head, as God's talking to me, I'm thinking about, you know, like a movie or something. You know how we see a movie and these, you have these bad guys, you know, they come and they just snatch somebody up, right? And they take them to this place, and then you see, then the scene switch to where you see the person, they're in this chair and they're bound, you know, their hands are behind their back, their feet is tied. Oftentimes, you know, their mouths and their eyes is closed, tied up. So God just took me to that place, and God said, you think about that. When someone captures you and they take you against your will, you lose strength from that, right? You become vulnerable. You lose, and then when they take you and they tie you and they bound you up, you lose the ability to fight. When they tie your legs and your arms up, you know, and they put it real tight, you lose the ability to fight. You lose the ability to wiggle your way out of that situation. You know, when they tie your mouth up, you lose your ability to speak, to scream, to plead your case, to beg for freedom. You lose that ability. And then oftentimes they'll tie your eyes up because they don't want you to see their faces, right? So you lose sight. You lose your sight. You can't see who your the people that are holding you captive. You can't see who they are. You can't see other familiar things around you, and they do that so you won't know where you're at. So they're decreasing your chances of getting free, and if you did get free, you won't even know where to go. You know, oftentimes they may even put a bag over your head. And when they're doing that, they're taking away, again, your right to speak, to plead your case, to beg, your right to see. Because now they're putting that bag over your head because they don't want you to hear nothing either. They don't want you to hear their voices. Because for one, they don't know if you may be able to recognize their voices and identify them later. So they're removing all of that to make sure that does not happen. And then when you have that bag over your head, you're being put in a place of extreme darkness. You know, and it's designed, the enemy designs that so that you can't, the only thing you'll focus on is that darkness you're in. You can't focus on trying to get out, trying to think and free your mind on a solution of how you can break out. All you're thinking about is this darkness. And it's so dark to where now anxiety sets in. Stress, anxiety, depression, you name it. All of that starts setting in. And when that starts setting in, it starts affecting your organs. So now your heart is pumping too fast. You know, you're jittery, you're nervous. You can't think, you're sweating uncontrollably. You're probably throwing up. You're doing everything because now somebody has just bound you. You can't move. You can't see your way out of it. And that's the trick of the enemy. He comes to bind us up like that so that we can't see our way out of it. So God showed me that. That's where I was at. That's where I've been released, but that's where I was at. God said, the enemy had you bound. But in spite of all of the things that he used to bind me with, I could still hear and I could still see. I could see in the spirit. I can still hear. And all, and that whole time, when I was in that state, for some of us, it might be depression. It could be dealing with anxiety really bad. It could be mental illness. It could just be just a state of being just stuck. Not knowing what to do next. You could have just gotten out of a situation and now you're just stuck. And that's okay because there's help. Freedom is coming for you. Just hold on. So when God was talking to me about that, God showed me. So all my God is talking to me, you guys. I'm visualizing this thing, right? So I'm sitting here, and again, our first instinct is to freak out, to panic. You're moving and you're freaking out and you're screaming. And then I just heard, stop screaming, stop yelling. Save your voice. Save your voice for when it matters. Don't do all of that wiggling and stuff. Just wait. Just wait. You're going to catch them slipping. You're going to catch them slipping. Take that time and listen, you guys. Don't be so quick to speak, but listen. Listen to your surroundings. Listen to the things that may be familiar to you. Listen for the voices. Listen for familiar voices. And so that's what I did. When I was bound in that season, spiritually bound, not physically, but spiritually bound in that season, I got tired of wrestling and trying to fight with the devil. God said, be still. And he increased my hearing. And I silenced my words for a while. And I protected my vision. I protected what I looked upon. And what I noticed, you guys, while I'm sitting there and, so I stopped all of that. And God said, just be still, because in you being still comes strength, comes strategies, right? You start thinking, you start using your mind, and you start saying, okay, one thing I know, two things can happen to me. Either I can die in this situation or I can get set free. And when you know that you've been called for a purpose and that others are relying upon you, only thing you can think of at that point is being set free. And that's what I did. I focused on my freedom. I focused on getting loose. So, while the devil wasn't paying attention, I was wiggling. If you just keep wiggling something for so long, after a while, that thing gonna get loose. It's not gonna be, the grip is not gonna be as strong, right? So I'm wiggling. I'm wiggling my arms. I'm wiggling my feet, because all I can think about, you guys, is getting free. I silenced my screams. I didn't even try to plead my case no more. I didn't worry about my eyes being tied up, because I was looking in the spirit at this point. There was nothing for me to see in the natural, so I had to look in the spirit. And all I focused on is if I can just get free. When I get free, God, I'm going to go and I'm going to do all the things that you call me to do, Lord. I'm going to stop procrastinating, because that was my biggest thing. I was a procrastinator, professional procrastinator. And I can say that now because that's okay. That was me then. And I got to tell you where I was before I can show you where I'm going. But I was a procrastinator. So, you know what? That's okay. So I'm sitting here and now I'm strategizing. I'm coming up with a plan. These people that have me bound and have me captive, their plans is to kill me in the spirit They want to kill me. You know, they got a glimpse of what the plans that God has for me. They had a glimpse of what my future looked like. My future was so bright that they got together and did whatever they had to do to stop me in the spirit. So God showed me this. I'm sorry. I know I'm just looking because every time I hear something, but I'm trying to stay focused. Stay with me, you guys. Stay with me. So what God showed me, in the midst of me doing that, my hearing got sharper. My voice got stronger. And now my eyes, because now I have the ability to see in the spirit and in the natural. So my vision got stronger. My body got stronger because I wasn't stressing. At this point, all I can focus on is freedom. So now my organs not being attacked from stress no more because I got a plan. One thing I know is I'm not going to die like this. I'm coming out of this, right? So again, so what I started to do is I'm listening. So now, you know, God got me where he wanted me. He got me where I needed to be. And I'm listening, you guys. And I'm listening to the voices because I'm like, you know, maybe I can hear something that can help me, you know, that can help me get out of this bind. So I'm listening. You know, who are these people? Who are these people that come out of nowhere to bound me? Who are these people? What have I done? You know, what is it that they want from me? Why do they come to rob, kill, steal, destroy me? You know, all of that. What is it that they want from me? And so, you know, so God said, just listen. And as I'm listening, I'm hearing things like, she shall not go forth. She ain't got nothing to say. Who gonna listen to her? She just bluffing. Story, she ain't got no story. She thinks she all of that. She always trying to help somebody. Here she come with her love this, love that. I'm so sick of her. I'm so sick of everybody saying what a good person she is. I'm so sick of every time I go somewhere, somebody saying how sweet and humble she is. It just makes me sick. So just imagine, I'm hearing all of this. And then she got the nerves to try to go and talk about entrepreneurship. It's bad enough she thinks she can do, but she want to bring her whole family and all her friends into it. Who she thinks she is that she can just, now all of a sudden she can raise up entrepreneurs. Did she go to school for that? Does she has a degree in that? Who she thinks she is? We got to stop her. She will not be a success. Don't trust her. She's not who she says she is. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening, you guys. And I'm like, my God, who are these people? And I'm like, God, why do these voices sound familiar to me? God, I know these people. Wait, I know that voice. That voice is familiar to me, Lord. I know that voice. Why am I being held captive by somebody that I know? I'm like, oh my God, what did I do to these people, Lord? Why? Why are they talking about me like this? Don't they know I can hear them? I know that voice. I tried to help them, Lord. I encouraged them along the way. I was there for them. Did they not want the same for me? I'm sorry, but I'm so serious, you guys. This has been a real eye-opener for me. Because nothing hurts more than knowing that you have been there wholeheartedly, genuinely to the bone for somebody. And you thinking they rolling with you. They rolling with you. And all along just to find out you wasn't getting nowhere because they were the ones in the back drilling the holes. You were for them, but they were never probably for you. And and I just want to encourage somebody, because these voices that you hear in your head, when God allows you to hear what people are saying about you and the plans that they have for you, don't you be caught off guard like I was. If you hear that it's your family, it could be your immediate family, it could be your friends, it could be your mentors. When I tell you, it could be the closest person to you, it could be your mate. Don't be caught off guard. Don't be caught off guard like I was. Because I don't want you to spend as much time as I spent in the place that I was in. Because see, I probably could have been free. I could have been free, but I took some time, y'all. I was stuck. I was stuck in that place because I was shocked. I was shook. I was shook to the core. I was surprised. I was fooled. And that took me some time. But I'm sharing this with you guys because I don't want y'all to have to go through that. Don't be stuck. We got to get to the point now. If it happens now, I can, now I know what to expect. So I can just, dust myself off and keep it moving. Yeah, now. But then I was stuck. I was stuck, y'all. And I thank God that he didn't let me stay that way, that he showed me a purpose and a plan on how I can get free and how I can help others get free. Sometimes you can't wonder why. You can't ask the question why. Why don't they like me? I've asked that question many times in life. From a little girl. People just not liking me just because. Why don't they like me? I'm a good person. I love everybody. All I do is come to help. I'm not vindictive. I'm not mean-spirited. I don't step on others to make myself look good. I don't lie and manipulate to get the things that I want or to get my way. I don't have a problem putting other people's feelings in them before me. I don't have a problem with that. Because one thing I know is how to make me happy. So if I stop to try to make somebody else happy first, that's okay. Because I know how to make myself happy later. But the thing is when you run into people that take advantage of that. And I was so hurt because I'm like, God, how come it always happens like this? The people that you give the most to, the most time, the most support, the most effort, the most love, and it's not all the people, but the ones that come with ill intentions. Why do they hurt you so much? And you thinking you doing good because you thinking you uplifting and encouraging and motivating and you doing all of this and that. So you would never imagine in your wildest dreams that they would hurt you because you've been there, right? That's what we think. But see, that's when we get vulnerable. And what God showed me is that every time in my life that has happened, it was him stepping in. Because see, God, like they say, God is a jealous God. And one thing he's not going to have is you giving somebody that really don't care 2 cents about you all of your time. Because guess what? That time belongs to him. If you going to spend it, you spend it with him. Because then it's not wasted. So God showed me that that's a built-in mechanism that me and him got. Hey, he said, every time I see you spending too much time with somebody and you getting too close and you edging me out, that's going to happen. Because they don't have your best interest at heart like I do. Put me first and I ain't got no problem. So I'm sitting here, y'all. Hey, have to, wipe the tears, muster it up and say, hey, I can't worry about what's being said all around me. I got to focus on freedom. I got to focus on getting free and getting out. So what happened? Somebody left the door open. In the spirit, now stay in the spirit with me, y'all. I'm still in the spirit, not in the natural. Somebody got careless and left the door open. Did they get careless, or maybe they did it on purpose? Because I'm going to tell you, usually when it's a group of people that's trying to bring you down, that's why you got to get quiet and pay attention, because in that group is always going to be somebody that knows the truth about you. And they just there. They really don't want to be there. But they feel really bad about what's happening to you. They hate to see it. But they ain't got the bones and the strength to stand up for themselves. So they just go along with the flow. And now they caught up in the midst of it. And you know, you pay attention to those people, because those are the ones that you're gonna have to speak to sometimes, because you're gonna have to pull them back in. They really on your side. And I believe in the spirit, those are the ones that will leave the door open purposely for you. So I'm gonna tell y'all what happened in my time of darkness and just feeling stuck. I was just stuck. You know, I knew the plans that God had for my life, but I just was stuck. So, what I did, you guys, all of a sudden, I'm sitting there after all of that, moving and trying to get loose. Lo and behold, wrists, the chains, the bind, the thing that they had me bound with, broken. So now all of a sudden, I can reach down now and I can free my legs. So while they in there still talking and making plans for my life, how they gonna destroy me and destroy my life, right? And how I ain't nothing and ain't gonna be nothing, because I spent all that time strategizing and focusing, I found that door. And when I tell you, as I'm running down these stairs, y'all, all I saw was stairs, and I'm running. And I'm talking about adrenaline pumping. It's high. I'm running and I'm running. And when I tell you I ran, all I heard God say was run, run, run. Wasn't no looking back. I ain't need to look back, because that place I just got up out of, that I just ran up out of, I ain't never going back there. I ain't never going back. So I don't understand in real life and in movies. When you get freed from a thing and you running for your life and for the lives of others, because I wasn't just running for my life and my freedom. I'm running for the freedom of others, and that's all I could think about. I knew I had to get free from what had me bound, because I had to help others get free from what got them bound. I had to come in, and I got to teach this thing. I got to help my sisters and my brothers be free. And even the ones that had me bound, I got to teach them. I got to still love them. Can you imagine? I got to still love them. But can you imagine this? My heart was not so beat up and corrupted that it's a problem. When you keep your heart pure and God speaks to you and say, you still gotta love them, you ain't got a problem with that. Anybody that has ever done me wrong, I still love them wholeheartedly. And I hope and pray that they can find it in their hearts to love me one day. I don't take no credit for it. I promise you it's God. You know how many times I've asked God to let me be like them? To change my heart? And I'm so glad he laughed at me. I'm so glad he laughed at me when I said that. God said, I can do it. I can do it. He said, I got people in the earth like that. That will do exactly to you what you do to them. And they won't think nothing about it. You cut them, they'll cut you. All in love. He said, but I don't know, they ain't going nowhere. They do a lot of works in the earth, but they ain't going nowhere. He said, but you, my daughter, I thought you wanted to be different. I thought you would be somebody that I could use. And that's when I said, I can, Lord. You can use me. Send me, I'll go. And I'm so serious, you guys. I would not play with this. So again, as I'm running and I got free, again, or I was saying about I can understand people turning around looking back. When you running at a high speed and you're not focusing on what's ahead of you and you turning your head looking back, you gonna trip. Does that not happen in the movies? Every time, y'all seen it. They trip up. What happened? They break their ankle. And now they can't go the course. Well, God told me, don't look back. And trust me, when I got out of that thing, I ain't looked back since. I took off running. All I was thinking about was my freedom. And how I was running to greatness. Because I was going to be great. After this, after all of that I went through, being bound, talked about, mistreated, lied upon, looked down upon, just the words being said that I wasn't going to be nothing and that I didn't have nothing. Oh, I didn't have nothing. Talked about because of the things I did that I had to do to provide for my family, the positions that I had to take. I don't know. I say it all the time for those that don't know. You know, I work a full-time job, and I worked a full-time job, and I did deliveries, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Sparks. You may have seen me doing all of that, and I'm not ashamed of that because I was able to provide for my family, and I made good money doing it, and it's legal, it's legit, okay? So people, but I'm trying to tell y'all, people, they were talking about, I can't believe she's doing that. Oh, that's just beneath. Are you out there dashing again? Really? At the lowest point in my life, y'all, when I had to do it, I had people telling me, are you dashing? Why do you do that? You dashing again? Not even realizing how bad they were hurting me. I had to make ends meet the best way I could. I had a daughter that was fighting for her life. I had to make ends meet. I had to be there whenever she needed me. When she was in and out of the hospitals, I had to do something that was convenient for us. Shame on anybody that felt they had to judge me on that. I provided well for my family. We didn't miss a meal. We kept a roof over our head. When you seen us out in the streets, we didn't look like we was missing a beat. So I went through all of that, you guys. I allowed people to just take me there and to make me feel like I was doing something wrong by providing for my child and my family. When I know the things, some of the jobs that I had to take, some people would never. Lord forbid, but I feel sorry for your kid, because if you had to get in your car and go deliver some food to somebody, I hate to say it, but your child, if they had to depend on you and your good stature, they wouldn't make it. Well, that's not my story. But again, getting back to where I was at, I don't know how I got there, but anyways, getting back to where I was on. So again, I ran. I didn't look back. Because again, I ain't never going back there ever again in life. I ain't never going back to that darkness. I could have lost my life. And all of that represents a place to where my mind was at. My mind was in bondage. My mind was locked up. But now my mind is free. My creative juices is flowing again. And I got so much to say now because I saved my words. My vision is so much clearer. God shows me where I need to go. My focus is laser sharp. I can see in and out of the spirit. So what the enemy meant for bad, God worked it out for good. He always do. He always do. If you trust him and if you believe in him. I'm telling you, it's not no joke out here in these streets, y'all. You gotta know. You gotta know who's with you. Don't spend a lot of time trying to figure out why. It does not matter. It does not matter. They're on assignment. Most of the people that's on assignment don't even know that they're on an assignment to take you out. So it don't matter. Don't worry about that. Don't even worry about it. You can't worry about that. All you can do is go forth and be what God has called you to be. Because guess what? Like I said, I got out. I got free. And I want everybody else that's trapped in bondage. I want you to preserve your energy. Because your day is coming. Your freedom is coming. And you're going to get free. And when you do, you run for greatness. And don't you ever look back. And vengeance is the Lord. He will repay. Don't you try to repay nothing, because you're going to mess it up. You're going to mess it up. Some of those things that you went through are not permanent losses. Let God do it. This week alone, you guys, I am on assignment. I have to write so many apology letters. I have to write apology letters for people that I feel I ain't even do nothing to. I got to write apologies for letters to people, write apology letters to people that I'm guilty just because of an association that I was with. God showed me I'm guilty of that. I didn't do it, but my association did it. And then some things God said, you know what? You got to write an apology letter just for something that you said. I don't care if they didn't hear you say it. That's where I'm at, because guess what? When I say I'm going to be free, I'm going to be all the way free. Ain't no devil in hell going to have me bound by nothing that I said or did in error, in stupidity, in fear, and just not knowing. Just not being a woman of wisdom. You're not going to have me bound and held inside of my heart on stuff like that. All that stuff has been released. I'm free, y'all. I'm free. So just know, I thank you guys. And again, freedom is not just for me, but it's for everybody. Share your experiences with others and hope to help free them. Because I'm going to tell you, you're not free. If you don't tell it all, you don't get free. You can tell the good, but you got to tell the bad, because it's the bad that's going to touch somebody. And you don't begin to become free until you get up there and you speak. And when you testifying, it touched somebody and you hear them cry from the bottom of their soul, and they just cry out. That's when your freedom comes. Until then, honey, you ain't free. Sir, you ain't free. Because you ain't gave it all up. You ain't gave it all up. So again, thank y'all. I love y'all. Like and subscribe. Freedom, y'all. There's something in there for everybody. Be patient with your girl. Again, I ain't no professional. This is not nothing that I study. I just, my plans is to get on here and just come straight from the heart. Straight from the heart, y'all. So you may see me come in tears. You may see me come in fear. You may see me come in love. You may see me, I may mess up. I might get it wrong sometimes, but you're going to see me come, and I'm going to come and make it right. Just have patience with me, okay? And again, just know that I love y'all. I love you dearly. And thank you so much. And I appreciate your time. God bless you guys. Freedom Network, baby.